It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Hermitage Brewing Company in St. Joe's, California, and it's their Maltopia Wee Heavy Scotch Ale. It's coming in at 9% ABV. There's a look at the label. Gold bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Tell you what I have noticed with the American brewers. Their perception of British beer. They brew a lot of these wee heavy Scotch ales, and I gotta be honest, in the UK there's not many breweries that produce this style of beer, especially Scottish breweries. I couldn't name 5 beers from 5 breweries that are wee heavy Scotch ales from Scotland. It seems to be an Americanized style that maybe kind of started back in the 90s, and then some of the bigger regional breweries now in America started brewing it, and then other people start brewing it, and it becomes its own style in its own right. I've not got a problem with it whatsoever. I just think it's quite interesting that the Americans seem to like this style of beer. Look at the carbonation rolling up the side of the glass there. It's a deep red mahogany coloured ale with a one finger slightly off white head there. Let's get the aroma. It's quite clear. And it's exactly what I was expecting. There's a little bit of sweetness, there's lots of candied sugar. There's lots of rich toffee malt in there. And some nice fruity, spicy hop aromas. Let's dive in. Cheers. So a big, sticky, heavy, malty, spicy, toffee flavoured brew. Lots of spice on the back end. A real carbonated number on the tongue. It's a nice style. It's a nice bitterness and a little bit of an alcohol kick that kind of carries through as well. The beer is available from beersofeurope.co.uk, the largest online beer store in the UK, with lots of beers from all over the world. Well, we got some from St. Joe's, California. So there's some German beer, some French beer, some Italian beer. Beer really from a lot of countries. So if you've travelled away and you want to find something back in the UK where you've been away and you want to try that beer, then the best place to find that is beersofeurope.co.uk. But yeah, it's a unique style of beer because, as I mentioned just now, it's a style that the Americans seem to really enjoy and like, and it's not very big in the UK. It's definitely Scotland. Lots of toffee, lots of caramel, lots of spice, and it's kind of big and heavy. It's kind of gloopy, and it kind of, if it didn't have that big punching carbonation, then it would kind of just be a little bit too heavy, and it would kind of just sink on your mouth and it wouldn't go anywhere. But that carbonation kind of saves it, and I think that's the trick of the style, is to make it quite carbonated. What do the brewer? There's your government Surgeon General stuff on the side there, and there's nothing really I can say or read about this beer at all. Maltopia Wee Heavy Scotch Ale. So I'm going to go ahead and rate it. There's not an awful lot left I can say about this beer, apart from, I suppose, you could have it with some chicken if you really wanted, or where would you drink it? I suppose if you were getting towards the end of your night and you wanted something a little bit stronger and you didn't want to go top shelf, You didn't want a whiskey or a vodka, I suppose this one would be the one that finishes your night off. So a wee heavy Scotch ale called Maltopia by Hermitage Brewing Company. Let's give it a rating. For the style of beer, it's about right. It's kind of slightly like a barley wine, very much like a barley wine if you like. Lots of carbonation, traditional hop backbone, traditional kind of spicy hop finish, lots of caramel. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.